Why is it that the man who ignores her texts for 3 days gets a "yes, sir," while you, the man who pays the mortgage and fixed the sink this morning, get an eye roll just for asking what's for dinner? Behavioral observations suggest that many men are living in a respect deficit. You are doing everything right on paper, yet in your own home you are treated like an uninvited guest. You're the victim of the provision paradox. The more security you provide, the less excitement you generate. And in the absence of excitement, she begins to view your very presence as annoying. You're witnessing a psychological shift where your reliability has become your biggest weakness. You're the victim of the certainty trap. She treats him, the man who doesn't answer to her, like a king because his validation is a prize. She treats you like a nuisance because your validation is guaranteed. Today, we are tearing the lid off the respect hierarchy. We are looking at the devaluation of the dedicated, the psychology of the out of reach, and why being the good husband is often the fastest way to becoming the annoying one. If you don't stay until the final second of this breakdown, you will keep running on a treadmill of effort that only leads to more contempt. Did you know that according to behavioral patterns, a woman's respect isn't tied to how much you do for her, but to how much she fears losing what you represent? If she's not afraid to lose you, she's not afraid to disrespect you. This channel is for men who reject control, resist distraction, and refuse to break. If that's you, you belong here. A lady told me men today have lost their standards, no longer have the focus, discipline, or backbone to stand together. I didn't respond with words. I built this brotherhood instead. This channel was created to challenge that assumption. Every man who subscribes is evidence that strength and self-respect are still alive. Most men will watch this and still go back to their old self. This channel is for the few who won't. If you value truth, control your impulses, and know your worth, don't leave. Subscribe, support the video, and leave a comment so I know you're serious. If you're ready to move differently from the rest, stay, because you're at the right place. We need to address the psychology of contemptuous familiarity. You see, brothers, when a woman sees you every day in your weakest moments, tired from work, relaxing on the couch, or trying to please her, she loses the mystery that creates respect. Behavioral patterns show that respect thrives on a certain level of social distance. You are the victim of the proximity erosion. The man she treats like a king is someone who maintains a sovereign perimeter. He doesn't share his every thought. He doesn't ask for permission. He is an unknown variable. When she calls you annoying for asking a simple question, she isn't actually annoyed by the question. She is annoyed by the energy of neediness. You're the victim of the validation hunger. Every time you try to check in or make sure she's okay, you're signaling that her emotional state is more important than your own mission. This leads us to the hierarchy shift. In her mind, the king is the man she has to chase to get a smile. Since you are always there, you have moved from the throne to the footstool. You are being relationally downgraded. The most brutal part is the comparison of demeanor. Have you noticed how her voice changes when she talks to a stranger, a boss, or that friend she respects? It's soft, attentive, and polite, but the moment she turns to you, the tone becomes sharp, impatient, and heavy. Behavioral observations suggest that she is giving her best self to the world and her leftovers to you. You are the victim of the emotional scrap heap. You are the one paying the bills for a version of her that you no longer get to see. I want to tell you about Marcus. Marcus was a man who prided himself on being a servant leader in his home. He married a woman named Elena. Marcus did the dishes, he took the kids out so she could rest, and he constantly asked, "What can I do to make your day better?" He thought he was building a love bank. Marcus was the loser in this story because he was a victim of the nice guy delusion. He thought respect was a reward for good behavior. One evening, Marcus overheard Elena on the phone with a male coworker. Her voice was full of laughter, respect, and king-like admiration. When she hung up and Marcus asked who it was, she snapped at him, telling him he was smothering her and being annoying by asking questions. Marcus spent the next year trying to be even nicer to win that soft voice back. He was the victim of the overcorrection trap. He ended up becoming a shadow in his own house, walking on eggshells while she gave her respect to every man except him. He failed because he didn't realize that by becoming her servant, he had abdicated his throne. He lost his wife's attraction because he became too safe to be respected. He was the victim of the safety suffocation. You have to recognize the behavioral baseline of the invisible crown. A king is not a king because he tells people he is. He is a king because he acts as if his time and attention are the most valuable assets in the room. Behavioral patterns show that when you over-deliver and under-demand, you are training her to see you as a low-value asset. You are the victim of the abundance devaluation. This leads us to the emotional audit. Look at how she reacts when you are not there. Does she reach out with warmth, or is she relieved you're gone? Behavioral observations suggest that the annoying husband is often just a man who has stayed in the room too long without a purpose. You are being psychologically crowded out. You are the victim of the purpose void. If your only mission in life is her, you will eventually become a nuisance to her. The final stage of this first section is understanding the biological toll of the disrespected provider. This is where your testosterone levels begin to tank. You feel a sense of apathy. You stop caring about your appearance because why bother? You are being spiritually diminished by the constant drip of annoyance coming from the person who should be your biggest fan. You are the victim of the respect starvation. You have to realize that you cannot buy the king treatment with husband chores. You have to understand that the king she admires isn't doing more, he is being more. The most dangerous thing a man can do is mistake silence for peace. Behavioral observations suggest that when your wife stops arguing with you and starts treating you with a cold, annoying indifference, she has mentally moved you from the throne to the warehouse. You're the victim of the emotional eviction. While you are in the living room thinking about the next bill to pay, she is looking at you and wondering why you don't have the spark of the men she sees in the world. You're witnessing a psychological phenomenon called the familiarity filter. To the world, you are a professional, a leader, and a man of substance. To her, you are just the guy who leaves his socks on the floor and asks too many questions about her day. You're the victim of the proximity curse. She treats him, the distant man, the mysterious coworker, the stoic stranger, like a king because he hasn't shown her his ordinary side yet. Today, we are finishing this breakdown by looking at the science of hypergamous admiration, the neurochemistry of the mystery gap, and the mastery of the sovereign withdrawal. If you don't stay until the very final word of this video, you will continue to be the annoying husband while another man enjoys the king treatment that you earned with your own sweat and blood. This space attracts men with standards. If you live by discipline and strength, subscribe, support the video, and comment below. We have to talk about the science of hypergamous admiration. You see, brothers, a woman's respect is biologically tied to her perception of your social dominance. Behavioral patterns show that when a man becomes too accessible, his dominance score in her subconscious brain begins to drop. When you are always available, always explaining yourself, and always trying to negotiate for her affection, you are signaling that you are below her in the hierarchy. You are the victim of the accessibility trap. The king is a king because he is hard to reach. He's busy with his empire. He doesn't have time to be annoying because he isn't hovering. Behavioral observations suggest that the moment a man stops hovering, the woman's respect radar starts pinging again. You are being neurologically re-evaluated. This channel is for men who reject control, resist distraction, and refuse to break. If that's you, you belong here. A lady told me men today have lost their standards, no longer have the focus, discipline, or backbone to stand together. I didn't respond with words, I built this brotherhood instead. This channel was created to challenge that assumption. Every man who subscribes is evidence that strength and self-respect are still alive. Most men will watch this and still go back to their old self. This channel is for the few who won't. If you value truth, control your impulses, and know your worth,
don't leave. Subscribe, support the video, and leave a comment so I know you're serious. If you're ready to move differently from the rest, stay, because you're at the right place. This brings us to the neurochemistry of the mystery gap. Dopamine is the chemical of anticipation, not arrival. When she knows exactly what you're going to say, exactly when you're coming home, and exactly how much you love her, the dopamine in her brain drops to zero. You are the victim of the predictability death spiral. She treats the king with respect because she is anticipating his validation. She treats you as annoying because your validation is a sunk cost. It has no trade value anymore. You are the victim of the validation inflation.
I want to tell you about Gabriel. Gabriel was a high-level architect who realized he had become the annoying husband to his wife, Chloe. Chloe used to adore him, but after 5 years, she started speaking to him with a sharp, mocking tone. She would sigh whenever he entered the room. Gabriel realized he had become a servant to her moods. Gabriel became the winner in this story because he utilized the resurrection of the sovereign silence. Gabriel didn't complain about the tone. He didn't ask what's wrong for the 1000th time. Instead, Gabriel simply vanished while staying in the same house. He started going to the gym at 5 a.m. He took up a high-intensity hobby that kept him out 2 nights a week. When he was home, he was polite but brief. He stopped asking for his opinion on his day. He stopped seeking her approval. He witnessed the respect realignment. When Gabriel stopped being available to be annoying, Chloe's brain had to recategorize him. She went from seeing a nuisance to seeing a stranger she used to know. Behavioral observations suggest that distance creates the vacuum that respect rushes in to fill. Within 2 months, Chloe's tone shifted. She started dressing up for dinner again. She started asking him about his day. Gabriel won because he realized that his presence was a gift that she had lost the right to receive until she could handle it with reverence. He was the victim of the husband devaluation, but he reclaimed his throne by being willing to walk away from the footstool. He won because he understood that a king doesn't ask for respect. He creates an environment where disrespect is impossible. You have to recognize the biological signal of the withdrawn resource. This is a biological fact. When you withdraw your emotional attention, it triggers an alarm in the female psyche. Behavioral patterns show that she will either level up to keep you or reveal her true lack of interest. Either way, you get the truth. You are being empowered by information. You are the victim of the false harmony myth. This leads us to the mastery of the sovereign exit. You must be a man who is mentally prepared to be alone. If she knows you are afraid of the silence, she will use that silence to punish you. Behavioral observations suggest that the man who is content in his own company is the only man a woman can truly respect. You are being hardened for sovereignty. You realize that being the annoying husband is a choice you make every time you tolerate a tone that you wouldn't accept from a business partner or a friend. The winner's protocol is about the architecture of the new man. You are no longer the husband who lives for her smile. You are the man who lives for his mission, and she is the woman who is invited to witness it. You are the master of your own psychology. You don't need to fix her attitude, you just need to fix your own frequency. You are the sovereign man. You are the master of your own destiny. You don't look back at the years of being the nuisance. You look forward at the power you found when you decided that your throne is not for sale. So, here is the smart question for the Brotherhood today. If you stopped talking today and only communicated through your actions in your results, how long would it take for her to realize she's losing a king? I want to hear from the men who were once the annoying husband. What was the specific moment you stopped chasing and started leading? How did she react when you finally stopped asking for permission to exist in your own home? For the brothers still being shushed and sighed at, are you going to keep explaining or are you going to start executing? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience is the map another brother needs to find his way out of the nuisance zone and back to the throne. This channel is for men who've stopped carrying responsibility for other people's decisions. If that's you, don't drift away, stay.
Subscribe, support the message, and let your voice be known in the comments. We're building clarity here, and this is only the beginning. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay cold, stay in your power.